Hello everyone, East Coast Flex back again with another video. Today we're going to review the Amazon exclusive WWE Ultimate Jeff Hardy figure. Man, bro, this figure is so cool. I'm not gonna hide it, bro. Like, so Jeff Hardy is like my favorite wrestler of all time. Without this man, I probably wouldn't even have gotten into wrestling to begin with. Because I remember watching like some of his highlights of like him jumping off stuff on YouTube ever since I was a kid. And then that's what got me to wrestling in the first place. And then seeing him come back to WWE, which is so awesome. And like, this is like everything I've ever wanted in a Jeff Hardy figure. And it's so awesome. Like, it has like double jointed arms, it has butterfly joints, it has like a Mayflex style sort of articulation with the I'm not sure what it's called. I know what it's called, but like it's escaping my mind at the moment. Like a bicep, like I forgot. I don't know what it is, but this figure, man, it's like, in my eyes it's perfect, but it definitely has a couple problems. Honestly, it genuinely does. And I mean, if it didn't have those problems, then this would be legitimately a perfect figure. But because this is like an Ultimate Jeff Hardy and it's something I've wanted ever since they announced this Ultimate series, like it's the best that like that I'm okay with. Maybe I'm not sure what to exactly say here, but this figure just look at it. It just looks like so cool. Like, I know, yeah, this is also one of the problems, this tank top, but like look at this, look at all that like tattoo work on his arm, man. That looks so good. And on his back, and the armbands too, and on his hands looks great. His face and his face paint look like really good as well. Like, seriously, dude. And now this figure wasn't originally gonna be made, actually, because Mattel actually put it up to a vote on WWE.com, where you could like go in and choose for your favorite gear or whatever. And this gear won, which was, I think it's from the SmackDown, from like Celebration, when he won the WWE title in the first place, from like Armageddon in 2005, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but I did not vote for this gear, actually. I voted for the WrestleMania 25 attire, which I wish it happened, man. That's the attire Jeff wore when I like for my first time I ever watched like a WrestleMania, like a real live event stuff. So it would have been cool if that was the gear, because I would have bought 3 of these, 3 or maybe even 4 of this figure, because I managed to get 2. So I have 1 loose, and I do have 1 mark that I'm gonna probably just leave on my wall, and then hopefully one day I can get it signed by the man himself, the Charismatic Enigma. But anyways, besides all that, this figure is really cool. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, I should just as people say. Let's get into the problems I have with this figure first. So looking at just this right now, like, I mean, the main problem I have is with this tank top. It's too like wide, like on his chest, because like the straps always want to like not go all the way up and stay like on his like shoulders or like traps or whatever. So, and I'll always get stuck around the butterfly joint. And I think the reason why is because like the butterfly joint's made out of a different material. I think it's made out of some kind of like rubber thing, because it always manages to get stuck on that piece for whatever reason. Even when you don't move it, it just kind of like goes there, even when you move it slightly. So I think that might be the culprit here. But like, the biggest issue I have with this figure is that, like, look at his head. His head is way too small, because this body that they chose for this Jeff Hardy figure is indeed, in fact, way too big for Jeff Hardy. I mean, just look. Like, bro, like, Jeff Hardy is not that, like, strong. He's not one of, like, WWE's, like big guys, dude. He's not the size of Brock Lesnar or John Cena. Like, he's like the size of CM Punk or Seth Rollins or AJ Styles. It's like, this being such a major problem now makes me scared for the future, because I would love a Seth Rollins Ultimate figure, an AJ Styles Ultimate figure, but what body would they choose? Would they choose this body that they already put on Jeff, which is way too big for him? That chest is way too big. And his mid-torso area is, like, you know, his abs is way too, like, a small, there's, like, that, like, kind of, like, gapage there, which is, like, really annoying. It's, like, this, like, they should have just made a new body for this. I mean, isn't that what the Ultimate line really is about? Just making the ultimate versions of these characters? Because, like, I know, like, I mean, I know Mattel's trying their best, and, like, they're definitely, like, reusing some stuff here and there, but they really should put in a lot more effort with their Ultimate Edition stuff, because that's what kind of brought them back into the figure world, honestly. Because they're all I say on Instagram now is all Ultimates and AEW stuff. And, like, never mind. I don't want to get into reality. This figure, it should have been on a smaller body, maybe even a new torso, or maybe even if they made the head a bit bigger and it enlarged it by maybe 5%, 10%. I don't know how that works. It would have been better, because just looking at it right now, he looks like kind of like Brock Lesnar, honestly, because Brock Lesnar has a small head and a big body, but the figure doesn't look like that. The figure looks fine on Brock, but, like, this figure was, like, so close to greatness. It was really so close, but, like, yeah, that's honestly my only main problem with this figure is the tank top, and, like, it's too large on the chest area, and the straps always go down to the butterfly shoulders, and that the head is too small and the torso is too big. Other than that, the figure is pretty good. I mean, I could go all nitpicky and say, oh, they didn't put enough, like, accessories, which is true, because Hulk Hogan came with, like, 3 sets of hands and, like, 3 heads and stuff, which is, like, definitely showing your favoritism there, Mattel. Jeez, couldn't give Jeff a 3rd head sculpt or even more hands, as you see in the accessories, but he does not come with that much, honestly, which really sucks. But so the Jeff Hardy comes with 2 hands, of course, making his famous chester. Next thing he comes with is this removable, like, towel thing that kind of plugs into his the back on his pants. Another problem I do have with this figure is that, like, the shirt does kind of block area, like, it goes far, it's, like, way too long, so it does kind of block a way to, like, put the towel in. All you need to do is turn the figure around, and then I see this little plug in here, and then put this part in there, plug it in, push it in, and then boom, it stays like that, and it looks pretty cool, actually. Like, look at that. It doesn't come off too easily. You can go, like, whatever you want, and it pretty much stays, like, on there pretty well, so that's really good. And of course, Jeff Hardy does come with 2 head sculpts, one screaming, one neutral. And one last accessory that Jeff Hardy comes with is this spinner WWE Championship. Also, he does come with a black tank top that you can remove and put on him. And the back is, like, Velcro free, pretty much, which is pretty cool, actually. It's like a real life, like, human t-shirt, which is very awesome to see from Mattel. So before we move on to size comparisons and articulation and all that, I do want to try and kind of fix up this figure and see what other things that you could do trying to make it better. Now here's a fix of the I think I came up with. Maybe I saw it somewhere else and I don't remember, but I'm using the t-shirt that came with the Entrance Greats Jeff Hardy figure that came out a couple of years ago. And I mean, putting on this figure, it makes it look so much better. It like this, like, and I think this is what he actually wore at the Celebration show, which is that t-shirt. But I mean, this figure looks amazing now. It looks like $1,000,000 now with that t-shirt on. It looks way better. The torso doesn't, it looks like a normal torso now. And that tank top was just hideous. It was so bad. And the shirt does make it a lot better. Now, I do know that there are other ways to fix up this figure that I have definitely seen on Instagram and like other forums and stuff, which people have been doing the like a torso swap, just removing the arms and the head from this figure and putting it on like a normal tank top Jeff Hardy figure, like an elite with the elite torso and everything, which I mean it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks good, but like what's the point then? Because like it doesn't even have the butterfly joints anymore. It doesn't even have like the torso swivel anymore at the top in the chest area, which is like, because like wrestlers move a lot. This articulation is made for like wrestling figures. I mean, SHF, when they made the Rock, the Austin, the Triple H, and I think they also made Taker Kane, and they also did show Mr. McMahon. But I mean, even they used the same style of articulation that Mattel's using here. So I feel like this is like the sort of like the best option, unless if you want to go and make your own like cloth tank top shirt, or go on eBay or support other creators, and if they are making any other custom like tank top shorts for this figure specifically, so like that chest isn't as wide and it's a bit like tighter on the chest and it looks better, and instead of making it look like just a wide U, it looks like a better, like kind of like a circle maybe, I don't know. But I feel like this is how I'm going to keep my figure, honestly, loose. Like wherever I put it, wherever I leave it, it's going to look like this pretty much for the rest of my life, honestly, I think. But it makes it look a lot better. And I mean, what's the point by doing like a torso swap or just moving some of the articulation to the elite? That kind of defeats the purpose of even buying this figure, honestly, for me. But anyways, that's enough flapping my gums. Let's get to the articulation and size comparisons. And here's how the Ultimate Jeff Hardy looks like standing next to the Elite 74, I think, maybe 84 Jeff Hardy figure. And here's how Ultimate Jeff Hardy looks like standing next to the Entrance Greats Jeff Hardy figure, which is kind of the Elite 1 Jeff Hardy figure, which is, it's still insane how Mattel like actually made this figure, even though it's not just like exactly like the Elite 1, it's close enough. And I generally would love to get the Elite 1 Jeff Hardy figure, even though the version I get would most likely be like a knockoff, like a fake version, but it's fine. That's like still probably my #1 grail figure for me, at least. That would be amazing. That would be so cool to actually have it in hand. And here's how he scales with the Ultimate Shinsuke Nakamura figure and the Ultimate Triple H figure. And here's how Jeff Hardy, the Ultimate version, scales next to the Elite, not the Elite, the Ultimate Edge figure that came out. And because why not, here's Jeff Hardy next to the best Marvel character of all time, Beta Ray Bill. And you can bet on that. Now, my final thoughts on this figure is that this is genuinely a really good figure. It just needs a couple of minor fixes to make it look good, like that t-shirt. If you want, you can get like a custom tank top or whatever. But I mean, this figure is very close to perfect. Honestly, the only negative thing I had to say about this figure is that torso is too big, but that would have been fixed easily if they made the head just a bit bigger to make it look like it fit on the body. But it could have been prevented. But this figure is easily a top 10 figure of the year 2021 for me personally, because Jeff Hardy is such a important wrestler or even person in my life, which is like so cool that I finally have a figure that can do all the things he can actually do on TV, and like actually bend his elbows and actually do moves and make it look realistic. Because like I love that Mattel has finally updated their figures to have double articulation in the arms across all the line, across Ultimate Edition, across the Elite line, and soon the Legends, I think, and Ringside exclusives, and they're getting better. Honestly, we need to thank the AEW Jazz Wheels team, because without them, Mattel probably would have been still releasing the same figures on the same torsos and same single jointed arms, and we probably wouldn't have had any Ultimate figures. I don't know, but I don't know when the Ultimate figures were like announced. I think maybe 2018. I could be wrong, and they were announced 2020 or 2019. So maybe the Ultimates were also because of AEW. Who knows? But you definitely, if you're a Jeff Hardy fan, or if you're just a completionist of this line, you need to get this. You need this in your collection. Honestly, this is one of, if not Jeff Hardy's best action figure to date. And unless like an import company makes a Jeff Hardy figure, no one, or unless Mattel steps up and gives him a new torso or whatever, no one's gonna beat this figure. It's simply amazing. And yeah, that's it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.